Race to the Bottom of the State Recap and Review. This book is written by Lindsay Eager. This book is in my top 10 books that aren't in a series. The story starts out with Fidelia Quayle on her family ship the Platypus and her parents in a submarine called the Egg below the surface. A submarine she, a 11-year-old girl, made herself. And they're out here doing marine biology stuff, but it's the last thing they can do it due to weather. But then she spots a shark species that has never been documented before. So she's all excited until it disappears and there's a huge storm. So she takes the boat back to shore and goes to the Book and Bottle, a restaurant where her parents told her to wait. But her parents never came back. They're dead. I'm not crying, you're crying. So flash forward like a few months later, like I think it's 6 weeks, and she's sitting on the bed and she's living with her aunt now. Everything's sad. Her parents just had a funeral. They get into an argument, but then they learn that Fidelia Quayle learns that they're giving all her stuff and all her parents' stuff to the university, so she rushes back home and then immediately gets kidnapped by pirates. She gets kidnapped by Merrick the Monstrous, who's kind of in charge, and Cheap Shot Charlie and Bloody Ellie. And note through the entire book, there are flashbacks through Merrick the Monstrous's life. Him fighting Admiral Percy Bridgewater and the whole Navy, pretty much. And him, more importantly, falling in love with this person named Jewel and then getting rejected. So the whole reason that these pirates kidnapped Miss Quayle here is because they were actually looking for her parents, but they found her daughter, which is good enough. And Merrick the Monstrous wanted her to retrieve a treasure of his at the bottom of the sea. And so she went to get her scuba diving suit, but she couldn't find it. So she brought on an invention called the Water Eater, which literally makes you breathe underwater, but she still has to fix it. So then they get attacked by pirates. They're Malvanian pirates, and their leader is Niku. He ties up all the pirates and starts ranting to them about how his cousin literally got murdered by Merrick the Monstrous. Because apparently there's this red daisy, and it surrounds his treasure, Merrick the Monstrous' treasure. And years ago, he sent down his cousin to go in there, and he got the red daisies. And it's really, really, really bad for you. It makes you start coughing, and you're literally just going to die. And it's just such a slow and painful death. And now we know that Merrick the Monstrous has it. And he is also going to die very soon. Then Merrick gets untied and kicks the Malvanian pirates off his ship. And now they're all dead. And then they go to Medusa's grotto. They go into a library, talk about life, And then Fidelia Quayle has to get the pewter brooch. Her water eater does work, and she jumps into the ocean, but is stopped by her shark, the one she found in the beginning of the book. But she's able to grab it. But then immediately they get kidnapped by the Queen's Royal Navy. But Fidelia Quayle sets Cheap Shot Charlie and Bloody Ellie free, but Merrick the Monstrous is still stuck inside. So fast forward a long time, and Miss Quayle here is back with her aunt at shore, and Merrick the Monstrous has just been executed. So, they go to the Book and Bottle, and they also go to a fancy restaurant and eat a lot of clams, and they all make up, and things are all happy. They go to the candy shop, too. But then Merrick the Monstrous breaks in, and then he's all like, miracles can happen during the undertow, all dramatic. But then Admiral Percy Bridgewater comes in, and he's all like, time to die, Merrick. And his companions, Bloody Ellie and Cheap Shot Charlie, are way too late. But then it's the Malvanian pirates. They're here now. Their leader, Niku, tells Admiral Percy Bridgewater if he kills Merrick, then he will get killed by the Malvanian pirates, and they want to know where his treasure is. Otherwise, they could just let him freely kill Merrick. But he agrees to this condition, and they all leave. And then Percy Bridgewater has to leave because His army is literally being defeated in the streets. Also, Merrick kicks out Cheap Shot Charlie and Bloody Ellie because it's getting too intense. And then Fidelia's aunt and Merrick start kissing. And then Merrick promptly dies because of the red daisies. And he gives her the pewter brooch. Apparently, they used to be in love. That was the person we were always flashing back to, Fidelia's aunt. The end. And also Fidelia goes back and tags the shark and becomes a famous marine biologist. It's here, it's finally here. Veil of Shadows is here. It's even a day early. Keep posted for videos on that.